Great question for the Q&A this week. This one is asking how do you simplify this? Like it gets confusing with the minus in between the parentheses and stuff like that. Sometimes you'll see, like if your practice says subtracting polynomials, this is what it's looking like, or adding and subtracting polynomials, things like that. So if you have a minus sign in between, that is really key. There's a difference if you were to see a plus sign, or if you saw no sign. If you just had parentheses, that would be multiplying polynomials. So that's very different from this. So first of all, make sure that you're looking at the right kind of problem. All right. So think about, there's a parentheses around x squared minus 6, but inside there, there's nothing that we can really simplify. We have an x squared term and we have a constant or just a number term. And those are not like terms, so you can't put them together. There's nothing even in front of the parentheses, right? There's nothing out there. It's an understood 1 technically, but that doesn't change anything. 1 times anything is still that same thing. So essentially, we can just drop the parentheses there. It's all good. It's all taken care of. The negative here, when you see that, I want you to think of that as if it were saying the opposite of, wow. This was going so well. What in the world? I'm obviously on a different page than I want to be. I had lots of questions about that. Okay, let's try this again. Opposite. Now it's going to look all funny. Okay, I think it's because I'm having my tablet next to me and I'm like moving it around. I think that's what it is. So should I stop and redo, or should I just keep going? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna keep on going. Okay. The opposite of. Okay. Oh, me. That's life, right? Okay, so here we go. So that negative means the opposite of whatever's after that in parentheses. So the opposite of 9x squared is just negative 9x squared. The opposite of 5x is negative 5x. And the opposite of negative 8 is positive 8. That's it. That's what that negative does to the rest of it. Technically, it's a -1, and you just multiplied when we did this. We just multiplied by -1, but it's just the opposite of. And I think that's a really great way to think of it because it's so much simpler. The opposite of positive is negative. The opposite positive negative, and the opposite of negative is positive. Okay, now we're at this step where we have this big long polynomial, and we're just looking for like terms. I have an x squared here and a -9x squared here. Well, I know there's a 1 there. There's 1x squared here and -9 here. So 1 minus 9, that's -8. And those are x squared terms. And then I have an x here, and I don't have any more of those, so I'm going to just bring that down, -5x. And then I have a -6 and a positive 8. And 8 minus 6 is 2. So now, why did I do it in that order? Why didn't I put the negative? Why didn't I do -6 plus 8 first? Because I wanted to go ahead and put it in what's called descending order, because simplifying means that it's written in descending order as well. So that means that your little exponent here, the biggest one should be at the front, and then it should descend from there, x to the first, even though we don't see that 1, and then the 2 doesn't even have an x on it, so it's got a degree of 0. So yeah, all right. That is that. That was plenty long, but I hope it helped. I'll see you next time.